So let me get the banner up. One second here, guys. Very ill prepared. So, sorry about that. There we go. So this is the debut, and sorry about the technical difficulties, the debut of the reigning Rock podcast live on YouTube, live on X, Twitter, call it what you like, and up later on Podbean. I will be uploading it to Podbean later, so if you're listening to this on Podbean, give it a like. Do grab yourself a drink, because it's going to be your relaxed vibe, but also it's going to be kind of different from my reviews. Very honest. If you don't like my views, you don't like my opinions, it is what it is. You don't have to do. And yeah, so lots to discuss, lots to cover, but I'm going to begin by bringing in, sorry, I am, of course, the Golden One, Ricky Gullman. So for those of you that haven't seen me before, just a very quick, a minute or two about myself. Lifetime wrestling fan, or a good 24, 25 years I've been watching wrestling. My all-time favorite wrestler, The Rock. I live and breathe wrestling. I go to many shows. And yeah, I'm not the biggest AEW fan. We'll get to that on future podcast. But let's bring in my co-host right now. He's all the way from Ireland, the Irish Ace, Ian. Here we go. And I should have had up.
I thought I'd throw it in because it's Ireland, so I thought I'd throw it in.
And I should have had up the graphic. So there we go. So there's your graphic. So for those on Podbean, I'm just showing a graphic for Ian. So let's start off again. People that don't know about you, give just people a bit of information about yourself, as much or as little as you would like. Tell them your favorite wrestler, how the hell have you been watching wrestling?
I've been watching wrestling since a very young age. I don't know everything about wrestling, but I like to read about it. I like to watch it. I love WWE. I go to them when they come over to Dublin. I do watch AEW as well, so I'm not biased or taken aside. I'd like to watch more wrestling. I'd like to go to more wrestling shows, particularly the Irish shows. Maybe watch a bit of TNA now at the round, or maybe start watching Japanese wrestling, as everyone always talks about Japanese wrestling. Favorite all-time wrestler would have to be The Undertaker, followed by probably Austin, Shawn Michaels. Favorite wrestler at the moment probably be Becky Lynch. Very proud of what the Irish are doing. I also like the likes of Seth Rollins. I like Cody. I like Reigns. I like Gunter. I like a lot of wrestlers. It's very hard. Like, I'm not picky. I like the ones that can. I like really a lot of good wrestlers out there.
And the Wi-Fi seems to be working, and I probably just to put a dampener on that. I was just going to say that I probably put a dampener on it, and now it's going to conk out. Well, I shouldn't have said that.
The first day, don't jinx it.
Reverse. So the first. Oh, sorry, no. So we will be having. People bear with me. This is kind of the first time I'm doing anything really like this, but we'll be having here on the Reigning Rock podcast, the most electrifying podcast in all the land. Tell your friends about it, like, subscribe, do all of that. But for every pay-per-view, WWE, AEW will be having the predictions, Reigning Rock Predictions Championship. So it's whoever gets the most predictions right wins that title right there. So let's just kind of go to the first segment here, which is simply this. So that is right. What's cooking at the table? So it's basically just a chat about what we've been up to. So a quick 2, 3, 4 minute chat. So I've not really been up to much this week. I watched a movie on Monday, which we'll get to soon here, and went to the gym yesterday. And that's pretty much it, really. What have you been up to?
I've been back to work, but let's just cut the chase. I know we all want to talk about on the first day for the first podcast. We have to talk about.
We're going to get to that right at the very end. First is just we'll be doing this weekly just to chat what we've been up to. So we've been back to work. Did you say you were to an office?
Yeah, I'm back to work now. I'm back in my office job. I'm back at the office job. A few other things not coming back till after the first week of January, but I'd rather not. It's just a normal quiet.
Oh dear, I spoke too soon about the Wi-Fi.
Let's just get down to the main business.
So the other next segment here is where are we? Finding the videos. The next segment here will be movie talk. So, mate, this is just because I'm a big movie fan. So, what movies we've seen lately? I watched Silent Night.
Oh, that's on my list. That's on Sky. I really want to watch that one.
On Monday. It was okay. Decent action film.
That's actually on my list. That's on to see. Probably won't be seeing that till next Christmas.
It doesn't say it's a Christmas movie. It's just it's really nothing to do with Christmas.
But the title is Silent Night, and your man's son gets killed on Christmas. So, spoiler alert.
It's decent action film. Really, not much else to be said about it.
John Woo is one of the masters of action. If you've ever seen Face Off, one of the greatest action films in the 90s.
Yeah, but it's years old. So didn't you go to see the new Aquaman 2 on the 27th of December?
I saw Aquaman. Yeah, I saw Aquaman 2 recently.
Your thoughts about it?
Jason Momoa and Patrick Dempsey were fine, but just picture-wise, it looked like a bit of a mess now. Like, it took a lot from Star Wars. There were some bits that, like, story-wise, it's a bit like Lord of the Rings. There's a hint of Black Panther and Thor in there as well. Like, and it's basically just a very, like, there was a lot of technical productions with that film because it got delayed during the pandemic. Then a lot had to be edited out because of the whole Amber Heard controversy. Like, the only highlight I could take from it was Jason Momoa and Patrick Dempsey. I think they work very well together. And like the mid-credit scene was basically, that's how you're going to end the DCU. No, not good.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent film. If people enjoy going to the cinema, fine. Each of their own. I went to the cinema once last year, and that was to watch Fast X, Take Out the Rock and Cena. Would I have gone? Probably not. I do watch films on Fire Stick for free. No trailers, nobody walking past. You can pause them. You don't have to go out in the horrible weather. The weather's not been bad this year. It's last year. This year.
I like going to the cinema now.
The weather hasn't been bad for it to December or January. Pretty warm. But it's England. It's the UK. We get horrible weather. So you don't have to go out in horrible weather. And in my experience, my opinion, watching it on a big screen in the dark doesn't make a movie any better. If a movie's crap, a movie's crap. So I very rarely go to the cinema when you can watch a movie for free. In my opinion, kind of, why would you? But that's just me. So I'll play one. I'm only playing 2 videos here just to promote myself. That's all I'm doing this year. I'm going to be, very cutting down on promotion. So I'm going to play 1 video to promote myself, and then we're going to get in some wrestling talk. So let's play the right one here. And I've actually labelled them to help me out, but here we go. So first video is this. That is right on my socials and me. Follow me, like, subscribe. Those listening on Podbean later on, I just showed a video for my social media, X, Twitter, call it what you like, Facebook. So that was the video that you just heard. We'll go to the next segment here. We'll be leaving the news and the big news that the world is talking about till last. So the next segment is I've not put it up. Give me a second here. Very ill prepared. 1 second. Ugh. There we go. It's loading. There we go. I'll have to label it later, but hopefully be more prepared next week. It wouldn't be me if I wasn't prepared. Anyway, the next segment is this. So wrestling roundups is just what happened on Raw and NXT. Obviously, we'll get to the big news after this. So first Raw of 2024, day one. Cool. You had Nia Jax beating Becky Lynch. I was shocked at that. Okay match. I think bringing this has made sense why they now brought back Nia, and it is a big win for Nia. So your thoughts, Ian?
I thought I was a little worried about it at first, but they actually brought out a really good match now, and it really helped Nia get over as a super heel, especially with that right punch. And they perfectly kayfabed Becky Lynch cut in her face now. So it probably won't be the end of that feud now, depending where it goes, because they're more likely setting up Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, who's a heel there anyway?
That would probably be Rhea could get over well as can pull a face as well with that character, because she is really a megastar in the
I suppose
now, especially after
she's not a megastar. A megastar is The Rock or Cena.
She's a megastar for the women's division. I'm talking about.
No, she's not. Who knows?
Keep them separate.
Outside the WWE, who's heard of Rhea Ripley?
Her home country, of course.
Okay. But if you went out on the street and said, name me a wrestler, highly, highly doubtful anyone's going to go, oh yeah, Rhea Ripley. So no, she's not she's a star. She's very successful in WWE. And was it last May she got pinned? So that's great. For a star, not really. Anyway, I think Nia can heal it up more than Rhea can.
Yeah, Nia could be.
You went out there, but we'll just move on to the next segment, which was everybody's favourite. Cody Rhodes coming out saying, what do you want to talk about? The same rinse, repeat, carbon copy promo week in, week out. Shinsuke Nakamura on the Titantron. This is leading to a match next week. Okay.
I like the animation that they did on the video package for him. It's real. If you ever watch anime, the Japanese are really masters of a good animation there. I just really like the comic book animation there. But say now going in, Cody will definitely be winning on this one because Shinsuke kind of has that sort of Bray Wyatt formula. He'll talk a lot about what he will do and all, but when he gets down to it, he loses the big one.
True. The video package was cool, but Jey Uso and Kofi Kingston beating Imperium via referee stoppage. So I presume it's an injury unfortunately, for Giovanni Vinci. It did look very awkward. It looked like that's what it was. I think was it Kofi Kingston connected on the drop, whether it's Kofi Kingston connecting on the drop kick or whether it's a landing. Either way, unfortunately, Giovanni Vinci injured.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for him now. Yeah, but like he seems to be fine now. That kind of put a dampener on that one there. That put a dampener on.
Yeah.
One thing
Unfortunately,
I did like that you didn't actually mention. I loved Michael Cole and Wade Barrett.
yeah, thank you. I just remembered that as you remembered that. That was cool. Yeah, they did that. That was cool to kick off Raw.
Yeah, that's a sign that Triple H has always wanted. Like if you remember in NXT, he'd always have the commentators talk out for a bit to read them out. Now he's doing that with Raw. Like hopefully it continues on SmackDown this week. That's what you want with every. That's what you want whenever you watch. Wherever you watch a wrestling show, whether it's WWE or AEW or TNA, you want them just to get straight to introducing what's on the card and just get straight down to business and not like a 20-minute talk segment.
That was cool and a nice touch. Next up, Miz TV. Miz TV. Okay, R-Truth is funny. I'll give you that. So Miz TV. R-Truth comes out. A lot of confusion. He's in Judgment Day. He's not in Judgment Day. Outcome: Dominic Mysterio. The guy heat in his hometown. Incredible.
Yes, he does.
I know the people are saying that the boos are piped in or they turn up the microphones or whatever, but he still got heat in his hometown. So he and JD McDonough came out. Awesome Truth reunions after, was it 11 years, I think?
About 11 years. It seems that Triple H still holds a soft spot for Ten's nostalgia of the Awesome Truth. Like, remember when they tried to take over WWE when they took over Hell in a Cell? And do you remember when they got fecked out the backstage and all that?
And then you add R-Truth confused. He's with Judgment Day. He's not. Yeah, which leads to the Miz and Judgment Day, Miz and R-Truth going over. So it doesn't really do much for Judgment Day, but okay.
Well, it doesn't do. Well, look, you can't always take yourself seriously. You have to have a little funny spot. Like it's only just a loss for JD and Dominic there because it doesn't affect Priest or Balor because they're in action next week defending the belts against DIY.
Yes, next week. If you got Judgment Day versus DIY, and Cody versus Nakamura, CM Punk, and a women's tag title match. Women's tag title match. That sounds pretty. Apart from Punk, boring. Why would I? Nothing to make. If I'm a casual fan, there's nothing there making me tune in. Anyway, what I thought was a good match. Avinal, Rhea Ripley, just for Avinal to get the shot was huge for her.
That was good, right? Yes, that was very good. One thing I did like, and I noticed though in the three big matches of the week, all the three big matches, the video packages had a real pay-per-view feel to them. Like the video package for Nia Jax versus Becky Lynch, the video package then for Ivy Nile and Rhea Ripley on their own. Like that's what you want. This is what Triple H obviously wants. He wants a more sports style like video package for like what you see in pay-per-views or in UFC fights. And then you have the backstory for the Drew McIntyre Seth Rollins match, which we'll get to later. But yeah, that was Ivy Nile's actual first singles match, and like it really could set her up to be a future top star in the women's division. Like Rhea Ripley just continued to come off, showing why she's the top woman at the moment.
So yeah, good match, good showing by Ivy. No shock at the Rhea Ripley walked out, still women's champion. I can't see her losing to Mania.
She'll either lose to or at Mania. She'll either lose at or after Mania, depending on what way they go now. Because obviously, they're going to build somewhere down the line to Rhea versus Becky. Either it happens at Elimination Chamber or it happens at WrestleMania.
I think you'd have Rhea defend the title in the Chamber if I'm booking it. I'm not Triple H. I'm not the booker in WWE. But if I was. But Rhea to defend the women's title in the Elimination Chamber and make her look as strong as possible heading into Mania. Even more stronger, like I said, not been pinned since last May. So, the big news, obviously we'll get to the rumours later here, but WWE Triple H trolling us. It's a former WWE champion, and he was Jinder Mahal.
Yes, I broke my balls laughing at that now. I broke my balls laughing, and then he just went into typical foreign heel dissing America.
Yeah, in 2024, they're still doing anti-American promos. Okay, we haven't moved on from the 1980s, but okay. But obviously, the big news, the huge news, and we'll get into the rumors later, what this all could mean. If you smell, here he comes, The Rock is back. And even though it was rumored, even though you saw Nick Khan with The Rock, and if people were expecting The Rock, it was still a huge moment having The Rock on Raw. Whoops.
It was good.
Whoops, Jinder gets blown up, unfortunately, and he delivers the line. He wants to go for the head of the table. So we'll get into the rumors, what this could mean later here. But even though The Rock was expected, still great to see him.
It was good, but did you think it was a bit too long? It was about 20 minutes long. Like, I mean, you have to, like, how long, like...
It's The Rock, the biggest movie star in the world.
Like, but, like, did it need to be 20 minutes long?
Of course. You take out The Rock, like, it was, Raw. There's nothing on Raw, but...
No, but, like, you could have The Rock still, and you wouldn't have to make it, like 20 minutes. Like, how long was he when he did the segment with Austin Theory, and, like... Or the segment with people like...
Same, I think. I don't know. But you take out The Rock, that Raw was, what happened on Raw? Apart from The Rock, what happened on Raw? If you're a casual fan, to make you tune in the week after, absolutely nothing.
Well, you had two title matches there. You always
but boring. Right, you knew Rhea Ripley was winning. You knew Seth Rollins was winning. Okay, but that doesn't make if you're a casual fan, that doesn't make me want to tune in. The Punk make me want to tune in maybe the week after. The rest, who cares?
Well, like, there's other fans that would care as well. Like, I was kind of...
And that's the audience, casual fans, because the hardcore fans watch no matter what. Your hardcore fans watched a recap of Raw. Didn't he not get like 600, over 600,000? And really not much at all happened, but they still watched. So WWE's audience is their casual fans, which they don't really help, they don't really pull in. But if I'm a casual fan, what's making me tune in next week? Punk, that's about it. Anyway, you have not Sasha Banks. Sorry, give me a second here. Shayna Baszler, sorry, and Zoe Stark, because I've just written down the initials. So Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark knock off and defeat Tegan Nox and Natalya. I thought Tegan Nox and Natalya was going to get the win. I thought Tegan Nox was getting a push. I thought she's on TV, so it's better than nothing. Okay, this was an okay match.
They were struck for time constraints because they were in between the Rock segment and the main event. And everyone was more talking about that. You knew Zoe next in line after Piper and Chelsea get their rematch next week.
I don't think Piper and Chelsea win next week. I'd like to see the two KCs, Cade and Carter, Katana Chance stay champion for a while.
Yeah, they're definitely retaining. They actually have some people are actually giving them a tag team name. They're calling them the Party Girls.
Okay, but cool. It's cool to see, but who are they pulling in? Who cares about them? They're not stars. To the casual fans, they're nobodies. Anyway, let's move on to the main event, which was a good main event.
Can I just put this quick in first? That they will say is they are starting to put a little more increase in the women's tag division. Like we're seeing, we have Piper and Chelsea, we have Zoe Stark and Shayna, we have Natalia and Tegan Nox, we have Candice and Indy Hartwell, and we have the Kabuki Warriors. I'd say they'll be holding on to those Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah. And like I said, I like to see them have a nice run. They are fun, but what I'm saying is, not everybody's me. Not everybody's a hardcore fan that would happily watch wrestling. 24 hours a day, and I can accept that and understand that not everybody's me. What's pulling in the casual fans, WWE's target audience, the hardcore fans are watching no matter what. You could do CM Punk in the ring for 3 hours and they would still sit and watch. Anyway.
If they're there, they're there. Just tune in because they can have a good match when they're on.
So the main event, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight title. Good match. A lot of people are saying on social media Drew should have won this. What was the point of Priest? I've got my theories of what Priest could do, but we'll get to that later when we get to The Rock and Cody and all that. People are saying, why was Priest there? Why didn't he cash in? What was the point? When Priest going to cash in? He really hasn't got that long left. He's got until July, which really isn't that long. Yeah, good match. While Seth Rollins return. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, it was good now for what it was. Like, it was just how Seth got back up, like, because he had taken a shot to the back of the head from the briefcase. Then he took a Claymore. And yeah, he was still able to get back up. And now we're still seeing Drew descend into madness where he's blaming other people for his mistakes and not his own. And like, there are some people who also believe like he's not winning and they're looking at whatever the situation is with his contract because they'll think he'll go to AEW.
No.
But like, I feel like this heel run is really just starting to pick up. So like, we need to see where his madness descends to next, depending on what we know about his situation with his contract.
And also for 2024, I'm rating shows that you just I'm rating shows from bronze to platinum because why not? So you take out The Rock, and I'd probably give Raw a silver, so an average. Nothing really happened on Raw that was newsworthy. With The Rock, definitely newsworthy. I'll say a gold.
I'll give it a silver as well because I enjoyed the 3 matches, the 2 women's matches and the title match. My only downfall was the match, the injury to Giovanni Vinci and the time length for Natty and Tegan versus Shayna. But it was versus Shayna and Zoe. But it was a good start. It was a good start.
But that's what happens when you have The Rock on Raw, an actual star. So it's business.
The Rock, the 2 title matches, and Becky versus Nia, and the Miz TV Awesome Truth reunion were the standout points.
That was funny. So NXT, the first NXT of 2024, New Year's Evil, cool. First 30 minutes commercial free. It's always cool when they do this. Your opinion on that?
Yeah, that's always good. It's always good because I don't like it when WWE goes into a commercial every couple of minutes when you're watching it. And one thing I did like was able to watch NXT on the WWE Network because I'm using a lot of links to watch. I'm using a lot of links to watch wrestling.
I suppose that will come under news. I suppose won't it? Your view on it going back to the network. We'll discuss that soon. But I think. Go on. Sorry.
I'm happy that it's back on the network because I sometimes hate watching on streaming links because you have to flip it. It keeps buffering on when you're using certain links and it just keeps buffering. When it wouldn't do that if it was on the network or if you're watching on your Skybox or Sky on your laptop.
When I'm watching the links, I forgot it was on the network. But when I watch it on these free websites you can watch wrestling on, it's fine for NXT, but for AEW, it just keeps stopping. Obviously, you have to just refresh it and it keeps coming back on.
You need the Fightful network to watch it, Dynamite and the AEW pay-per-views.
That's not free, though, is it? That's not free.
No, you have to pay. Yeah, well, you need.
I'm not paying to watch AEW. Thank you. AEW's awful. If it wasn't free.
If it wasn't, if it wasn't free, you wouldn't watch. Like,
if it wasn't free and it wasn't from the WWE, I won't be watching. So no, the AEW is not good enough for me to be paying. No, what I'm saying is I have to just keep refreshing and it keeps going off, which is annoying. But okay, anyway.
Yeah, I have that problem as well. I used to be able to watch AEW pay-per-view anymore.
What I would like to see that NXT does is the picture-on-picture. Why is that not on Raw and SmackDown? Anyway, so your first match of 2024, Lyra Valkyria, Blair Davenport for the NXT Women's title. Good match.
Yeah, you're expecting that to be a good match, and then
you had You had Lyra retaining. Cool.
Yes,
And
I wasn't expecting Lyra to lose that. I wasn't expecting Lyra to lose that quick anyway. No, I hope I wanted to see her have a long reign at least till after WrestleMania.
there were certain points that I thought she was gonna lose, and I suppose that's the whole point about wrestling, that they convince you it could happen.
Yeah, that's what you wanted every title match. You have to make the challenger look convincing, and you have to feel like the champion is under threat.
And Tatum Paxley, if she's gonna get a push out of this or usage out of this, cool.
Yeah.
The No Catch Quarter Crew 6-man tag team action. Dragon Lee wasn't there. It was Los Lotharios, LWO, and a mystery tag team partner. Everybody was expecting some we will be talking about here soon, but it was Carlito, which was cool. No pun, Carlito's cool and all that, but cool. It was cool to see him.
And you're back.
What happened there? And it switched. I'm here, and you're there. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. But
just my.
But you had LWO and Carlito win. Okay.
Couldn't make the visa issue, so everyone was thinking a certain person will be talked about later. I'll actually be talking about two people later on. But no, it was Carlito. And this was Carlito's first appearance since he got taken out by Santos Escobar in November. And you're kind of wondering now that he's back, are they going to go back to Carlito versus Santos? Because they have Santos Escobar versus Kevin Owens on SmackDown on Friday.
And I'm surprised they're still because they're not renewing the contract for anybody that doesn't live in America. It's on the network. So I'm surprised they're still using main roster stars. Carlito doesn't need to be on NXT, but okay, cool.
Well, you can use it to get a few people over.
Ariana Grace technically won and defeated Roxanne Perez. It's a win, so okay.
Yeah, I was surprised, but I see where they're going. They're we saw Roxanne Perez in her wrestling gear. We saw that was kind of a nod to AJ Lee, and then we saw her snap and all. So I'd say they're probably turning the good girl. Roxanne Perez, she kind of always had that good girl look around her, that she could be like a female John Cena, or she kind of reminded me of Bayley back in the early days of NXT, to hug her, because she was so positive and so good to people. But now we're seeing she's starting to develop a dark side, and just when she snapped there and in the ring gear, it reminded me so much of AJ Lee.
A female John Cena is a huge threat. Cena's an absolute megastar, an actual star.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, but she had the vision like a John Cena or Rey Mysterio. She could be the ultimate. She could be the face of the women. She could be a face that wouldn't turn heel. Could be Roxanne Perez, but now they seem to be taking a chance on going her heel, so it may do some work there. The one thing though, could you see if she does turn heel? Could you see a reunion with Cora Jade?
Possibly. Fallon Henley went over Tiffany Stratton in.
That surprised me.
You have to be you have to be a servant for a day or a farmhand for a day. So this is a good win for Fallon Henley. Good way to start off 2024. But if Tiffany's getting called up to the main roster, I don't know if she is or not. Okay.
Call her after wrestling. She is definitely ready. The matches she had with Becky Lynch helped her to get ready for the main roster. I think she Flair level of stardom in the main roster.
I don't think Charlotte Flair, 14-time women's champion.
Yeah, I'm not saying she'd be a star straight away, but in years to come, she has that look. She has the girl next door look. She has the Paris Hilton Barbie character. She has the glamorous entrance. She's a star for the future. When Charlotte Flair is not there anymore, and she's not there at the moment. She definitely has potential.
An interview with Ridge Holland. really not much note here, except for he said that he wants to prove himself and he's going to go through all the guys on NXT to show the real Ridge Holland. So is this the slow... See, I don't understand why he went back to NXT, because he was doing fine on the main roster. The Roman Reigns were getting used.
The thing with NXT is, though, like, you could send... Here's the thing with NXT is that, like, there are a lot of people that go back to help remember when Finn Balor came back in 2019, like, it helped him kind of bring back an edge to him, and now we're seeing that edge come out when he's with the Judgment Day. With Ridge Holland, yeah, there could be some work done for him as well. The one thing that surprised me about their interviews, why did they not show what happened with him and Big E in 2022? Because, like, he got a lot of heat
because he nearly broke his neck, probably, and they probably don't want to show that.
The one downfall I had with NXT this week was they weren't able to get Ilya Dragunov on. They weren't able to get Ilya Dragunov.
Well, very quickly,
but I'm very surprised it didn't show the Big E injury.
Very quickly back to the interview. I think this is probably a very slow heel turn for Ridge, and he's going to turn out that he doesn't care about injuring people, and if people get injured, so what kind of thing. That was my take from it, but we'll have to wait and see.
Not real.
Obafemi winning the men's breakout tournament. Great. So that's what it's all about. Somebody like Oba winning it is kind of what it's all about. Riley's not going to...
He had that look to win it, like Oba did. Like, and you could hear the chants now, like, because I was just watching him there and I could see him now. He's like another NXT answer to Goldberg. Because, like, you saw, like, all the stuff he was doing, like, you could see that with people like Goldberg, like Batista, like Braun Breaker. You saw, like, he'd definitely be somebody that would be favored if Vince was still in charge because of his love for big guys. And heck, he has, and at least one thing, though.
Oh, say that again, please. You can't out.
I said,
again, sorry. But I'll talk and hopefully your Wi-Fi sorts itself out. Riley's not going to suffer here. Him and... But he's better than Omos. Great, Khalid's better than Omos. That's no stretch.
The Hurt Profits.
But Riley's not going to suffer here. Him and Duke Hudson are teaming together to go in the Dusty Rhodes Classic. So he's not going to suffer a loss by losing. He's not going to suffer here. And he's in the storyline with Thea Hale that got a crush on him. That's just hilarious. So, yeah. And your main event, your first NXT main event, Trick Williams beating Grayson Waller. Cool. I presume they're now going to save the match, Trick Williams, Ilya, for Vengeance Day. I think we're 4 weeks away. I can't see why they would do it on a random NXT.
For Vengeance Day, but I was right on one thing, and we were talking about this yesterday when Shawn Michaels put the tweet that a former NXT champion was coming over, and I assumed first it'd be Kevin Owens. And
everybody made it like, oh, I thought, who is it? And it showed Kevin Owens. I thought, okay.
Everyone thought it was Andrade because, like, you still have the history of Kevin Owens and Waller and Terry.
So yeah, good NXT, and again by rating, a silver probably. It was good. NXT is always good for me. Raw's improved.
I'd say I'll give it a silver as well. Like, there were good matches, but I thought with match quality goes, I think Raw won on this week. Raw won for the 3 big matches.
Raw's improved far better than what it was. Still got a long way to go, but Raw's improved. But for me, SmackDown, NXT, Raw is kind of my order there. So that is the roundup for this week, really, on the Raw. So you got Dynamite tonight. What's happening? Is it Maria May's debut match?
Yeah, and we're also going to hear from Adam Cole and Samoa Joe following the end of World's End.
We'll discuss that quickly. And Swerve Strickland's taking on Daniel Garcia. Yeah, that's a match to pull people in. The end of World's End. kind of going back here, we should have kind of led with this first, but you had so Adam Cole revealed himself as a devil. It was all about the title, but MJF is no longer champion. So remind me, how does this make sense? If it was all about the title, they should have had MJF win. What's it about now?
Yeah, that's a good question as well. But why is Wardlow being a henchman again? I mean, like, if I had formed like the faction there, like, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this faction. But I would have put Kyle O'Reilly in instead of Wardlow. But it all depends. But obviously, Kyle O'Reilly hasn't recovered from neck surgery. Like, we knew that Wardlow had still had issues with Max. But like, this is the second group he's in where he's just the heavy, like, because he was the heavy in the Pinnacle.
Your question there. Like, why is Wardlow in a faction? Why does AEW do anything?
I mean, I like Wardlow. Look, I like Wardlow, but like, I thought like he's going out on his own. But like, I feel if I'm going to put someone in the faction, it'll be Kyle O'Reilly. But Kyle O'Reilly obviously hasn't recovered.
So one final video to promote myself, and then we'll get into the final segment here. Because really not much has happened in the first couple of days of 2024. So let's do this one.
I might have some stuff. Well, there is stuff we can talk about.
I mean,
2 returns.
Raw and NXT. That's really all that's happened.
But
anyway, I'll play this first.
We have to talk about.
So, Protein Tees Goldman's on my socials on screen right now. For those listening on Podbean, I just showed a video from my Protein Tees. And for people here, check out that description as we go into our final segment here, which is... Oh, what did I go on to then? Which is... this. And headlines will save all the Rock, Cody stuff as the main event here till later. So the first piece of news is going forward, Raw and SmackDown, 2-man commentary team. I like Michael Cole, and I think Michael Cole and Wade Barrett work well together. But Kevin Patrick doesn't fill me with excitement. Corey Graves is good, so that'll make up for it. But what's your thoughts?
I think, yeah, it's much better. And just, it's a case of too many chefs spoil the broth. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett have more. With Michael Cole in the early days, to start with, but like, it wasn't because he had been given the opportunity. He had Vince McMahon scream by what he said, but now with Triple, like, if you saw the stuff he did in 2020, or speaking, like Kevin,
your Wi-Fi got the best here.
Like, okay. What?
They can be on McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Commentator.
Okay, right.
I like
Let's just move on.
Commentators than one.
Yeah, but Kevin Patrick, I know he's from Ireland and you're probably going to support him, but he doesn't. Kevin Patrick isn't. Oh, welcome to SmackDown. It's like, oh, welcome to SmackDown. Here comes Roman Reigns. Boring.
What are you expecting? Like, you're not getting trying to fill their own legacy.
I didn't hear that. So anyway, the next piece of news is the big news of tomorrow. What is Triple H? Triple H got a big announcement. So what is his big announcement going to be? I've seen a lot of information what this could actually be, and if it is this, it's huge. But what are your thoughts it could be first?
I was just reading something that could it be? You first.
Is it a TNA versus in WWE are working together? Because when is TNA again? On Thursday. And when is Triple H making the announcement? On Thursday. And TNA have said when worlds collide, WWE language, and you'll never guess who's turning up. So is it TNA and WWE? Because now they were called premium live events. Is it a coincidence? Maybe it will be. But is it TNA and WWE working together?
WWE finally opening the forbidden.
Well, they've opened the forbidden door with Charlie Dempsey going to not New Japan, the other one. I don't know. I don't watch Japan wrestling to know. So,
yeah. The one thing though with WWE working with TNA, they have worked with TNA for Kenny Omega because he was able to hold. He dropped the belt to Christian Cage, who was. And then you had Gallows and Anderson in there, and they were the TNA tag.
I suppose the other big news.
You need to be a benefit.
The other big news it could be is maybe they're doing SummerSlam or Mania outside of America. I know okay, they've been to Canada, but it's kind of the same bloody thing. Maybe it's that, possibly. Hopefully it's SummerSlam in the UK, or maybe it's a UK pay-per-view. But I think it could be WWE TNA working together.
Apparently SummerSlam is in Cleveland.
Yeah, well, okay. Oh, yeah. Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, because yeah, okay, right. It's not that then. But it could be. But I'm just thinking what could be huge news. I do think it could be. If it's TNA and WWE working together, you could see somebody like, who's a TNA champion? Is it Moose? I don't watch TNA.
I think it is Moose, all right, as well. Okay. But no, it's Alex Shelley. Alex Shelley is the TNA champion. He had a brief appearance with WWE in NXT.
And who were the tag team champions in TNA? I don't know.
I'm not sure, but you know who actually is recently signed? The Grizzled Young Veterans.
And Zaya Brookside.
Zaya Brookside is there, and they have Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster as well, and Trent Seven. And there's also the likes of.
So you could see Moose, for example, not Moose, okay, Alex Shelley or Moose, or the tag team champions, maybe, whoever they are. In WWE, you could see probably not Roman Reigns. It's about Roman Reigns to be on in TNA. I can't really see that. Well, then, if you want ratings, then why not? So, who knows? And then Reigns could actually say he's above everybody. Not only in WWE, but in all of wrestling. So, I won't totally 100% rule out Reigns turning up in TNA.
He doesn't need to, but look, if you want, for just sake, like there's a good few in guys like AJ.
Completely stopped there, oh dear.
I was just saying, you could bring in people that used to be
like AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
And apparently they won Naomi.
Former TNA champion.
And they apparently won Naomi Trinity. This is like dial up in the 1980s. Anyway, they won Trinity, Naomi, call it what you like. They want her back apparently, so that could be
Yeah,
something.
it looks like she could be. Yeah, she's a and then you kind of botched it for me. But now we'll never know what it is.
Other news here is other news here is, of course, Andrade leaving AEW. Just another reason piled on my AEW as bad as it is. Does he turn up in WWE? Does he turn up on SmackDown? Does he get involved with LWO? You've got Santos and Los Lotharios. So LWO, does he need does Andrade become the new leader of LWO? Your thoughts?
Well, he's definitely. The night of World's End, a report had come from Fightful that he was leaving after World's End and was going to come back to W straight away. So he worked and lost a match with Miro, with CJ Perry betraying him. So that's his last match. He was
anyway.
He was supposed to appear on Raw, but that didn't go ahead. But I don't think, even if he appeared, they thought he'd appear on NXT to team up with the LWO. That didn't.
I will presume he gets involved with Santos and he's the third man for LWO.
It's like he'd only be involved with and then Mysterio's WrestleMania in a one. Friday now, like he'd be back with Zelina, and then that'd be for a short to work with Charlotte when she returns after the 9 months.
Yeah. So another two pieces of news here. So MJF, has he left AEW? Is this all a big storyline? I presume it is. I don't think he's left. I can't see him. He's left AEW. I can't see him coming to WWE. Even as a face, I don't. Would he work in WWE? He can't say some of the stuff he says. So I think it is all a big storyline. Your thoughts?
I think he will come to WWE, but not yet. I think he's going to see this story through with Adam Cole and the Devil faction, and with the feud with Samoa and continue the feud with Samoa Joe. It's too soon for him to leave AEW.
And
in 2027.
If or when he leaves AEW, be that this year, next year, whenever, if he does, I think that's AEW done. It's like CM Punk leaving was a huge loss. But MJF, a homegrown talent, I suppose you could say, it was champion for over a year. That's them done.
Well, they've lost 3 people that were essential to the company, that being Punk, Cody, and Jay Cargill. So they could have been 3 people to carry the company, but how things have changed, and now they've lost Andrade, which Tony Khan had didn't know
Sean Spears.
Oh yeah, Sean Spears. Ty Dillinger to WWE confirmed. Ty Dillinger to return at number 10 in the Royal Rumble.
QT Marshall's left.
I know QT is friends with Cody and all that, but able to wrestle and do production work as well. I don't think WWE will let him wrestle in NXT or anything. He's been offered a job.
I didn't say that he's coming to WWE. I'm just going through the names that have left AEW.
Yes, they have. Will they lose? They could gain a few more, because there has been a lot of talk. Everyone's thinking Sasha Banks.
But she's a big she's a big name. She's made movies, a movie.
She hasn't made movies. She started a TV series.
No, she made a movie called The Collective. I've seen it. So I think she's only made one movie.
Oh, no, I'm thinking.
So you could say she's a movie star, even though really, unless you're me, and I know that Sasha Banks was in it, and no one's really looking out for her. But you could say that she's a movie star. But you could say she's a movie star, I suppose. But how much of a push is she really going to get before she's all like the rest and gets buried? or not buried, but gets a 2-week push, and that's it.
But here's the thing, like, does it for some
Nope. Oh, nope.
damage control kick Bailey out? Hello?
Hello? Yeah, McDonald's Wi-Fi kicking in there. You said damage control kicking Bailey out, and then I lost you.
What if she doesn't show up on Dynamite this week, and she had...
Nothing. Okay. Very quickly, the Sasha Banks thing, and you seem to have frozen. Hang on, guys. Technical difficulties. Right, I think that's better.
For everything.
Yeah. Hopefully next week it's better. And from here on out, it's better. But very quickly, the Sasha Banks thing. Could she return?
Can I say that again?
Only a rumour. It's not guaranteed. Could she return the Rumble? Yeah, I don't rule it out. The thing of WWE
the Rumble.
And things have fallen apart. Well, they said exactly the same thing about Punk, and he returned. So
yeah, it's that. Like, the thing with Sasha Banks returning, like, it would be big, but like, it's changed. One thing though is the Charlotte Flair injury has changed a lot in the women's division, because going into WrestleMania, I was expecting Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill, but now Charlotte's injured. So what do you do? So my idea is, if it's not Bayley versus Io, if Bayley doesn't win the Royal Rumble to face Io, and say if Jade Cargill wins and Bianca Belair beats Io, then you could have Io with the Kabuki Warriors taking on Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Trinity and Naomi.
yeah.
So that would.
Yeah, would I have Bailey, or do you have Jade Cargill win the Rumble and make her a big star, or do you have Bailey win it and then she faces Io, and then it could be, well, I made you, and then it's done. But then you break up Damage Control when they're popular.
But you wouldn't be breaking up. But you wouldn't be breaking up Damage Control. You'd just be rebranding them under a different name, with Io as the leader, with Asuka and Kairi Sane and Dakota as the translator.
Yeah.
So that would work there. But then again, there's another option as well. Like, say if another person that I could probably see winning the Royal Rumble next year, despite stuff that happened to her last month, would be Liv Morgan. So
next year.
This year, sorry.
Okay, right.
My third.
They'd want to live Rio or live Io or Mania.
History with. You could go with Liv and Rhea because there's history. You could tell a good story because there is history between Liv and Rhea. You could talk about.
We'll get to that in a few weeks. Once we know who's in the Rumble. Once we know who's in the Rumble, who's said they're going to be in it, and kind of play the Wednesday beforehand. But let's get to the big news here, the news that everybody's talking about. The Rock. Is it Rock Reigns at Elimination Chamber, or Rock Reigns at WrestleMania? I'm in the camp of it should be Mania. And money. The Rock's a money magnet. Interest. I think it's a hell of a lot more interesting. You've got the biggest movie. I mean, there's a quiz I can, because I don't, we've done a video on this before, and I don't want this really dominating the whole video, but I'll make it as quick as I can. See, it was meant to be Rock Reigns last year. Yes, it was Cody Reigns, and you can't take away the fact that Cody had a WrestleMania main event, but that was because he couldn't get The Rock. No one thought it should have been Reigns Cody. No one thinks Cody's a big enough to main event Mania. He did it because he couldn't get The Rock. That's it. If they'd finalised the match and The Rock had said yes, The Rock did say yes. It was just the fact they couldn't finalise the match. They couldn't get to the match. Cody would be nowhere near a Mania main event. So why would you not do it at Mania? Why not? Money. So, Cody's got to accept the fact that The Rock's a money magnet. It's on wrestling's a business to make money. And The Rock's a much bigger draw than Cody's ever going to be. In fact, Cody's not a draw because he doesn't draw the ratings in for Raw. Nobody cares about his story. But yet we're meant to care about the Mania, mate. The biggest Mania 40, the biggest Mania of all time. And it's headlined by Reigns Cody. The biggest match they could possibly do is Reigns, because the Mania main event should be the match, the biggest match they can do all year. All the rest is just a bonus. The Mania main event is the match that pulls people in, that sells tickets. Okay, it's WrestleMania and they sell tickets anyway, which means nobody's over if that's the case. Everything else is a bonus. The main event of WrestleMania should be the match. Rock Reigns is some miles bigger than Reigns Cody. Also, you've got Ava involved. Is that just coincidence? The fact that she said, I got advice from a wise man. Do you use that into the equation? There's a much bigger story there with The Rock. The Rock can say, because where is Mania? Philadelphia. And the last time Rock and Reigns were in Philadelphia, The Rock got booed. So the people turned on The Rock. The people's champion got booed. The Rock tried to make Reigns and got booed for it. He could even say he put in The Rock put Reigns in his movies and made Reigns a star he is today. Why would you do it at Elimination Chamber when you know that Reigns is winning? Isn't it on at 6 a.m. in America? And everybody lives and breathes wrestling like I do. So are people going to get up at 6 a.m. to watch a pay-per-view? I would doubt it. And here it's on at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Again, do people want to get up on a Saturday morning and watch wrestling? Again, nobody like me lives and breathes wrestling 24/7. If it's Reigns Cody at Mania, super obvious Cody's winning. People are going to tune out. The people that don't want that to happen. Yeah, you have The Rock Reigns at Mania. I would say it should be Reigns Cody for the fact that, well, if the plan is for now giving Reigns creative control isn't the smartest idea in the world, because he could potentially be champion until Mania 50. Potentially. If it's up to him when he loses, he could never lose. But if the plan is for Cody to win and you do it at SummerSlam or Rumble next year or Saudi, that's not WrestleMania. So you either keep Reigns as champion for another year, which I won't be opposed to, or you do it this year. But then it's super obvious. And that's not your bigger match. That's not the money drawing match. And who really cares? The only people that care are the fans that Reigns have been champion for too long. Cesaro could be in that spot and still get cheered and probably still get the same reaction, because you take away Cody's theme of, whoa, what is Cody? He's on the same level as everybody else. The whole point is it gets elevated, not brought down, which Cody would do. There you go. Your thoughts, Ian?
Let you speak all that there to get that out of your system. It is a money-making Rock versus Reigns. Yes, it is a money-making match. Yeah, it could have been a WrestleMania match, but if it was to be a WrestleMania match, but yes, But I don't want it to be a WrestleMania match just for the sake of taking another person's spot on it, because Cody has worked on that spot as well, and he has done a lot this year, and he is making the company money in many ways. Like, he made the most money merch sales during the Christmas break, and he's made the most money over this past year. He's been the #1 merch seller for this past year. Second of all, Triple H wants to make any time you want to make it feel like an attraction, just like they did in the UK. They want to make it special for the crowds. Another thing is as well, like The Rock, yeah, he is a big time star, but not every big time match he has happened at WrestleMania, and I have many examples of that. Let's go back to 2003, Rock versus Hogan 2. That didn't happen at Mania. That happened at No Way Out. Hang on, let me finish. Just let me finish. Just let me finish first. Another example, Exhibit B. The night after WrestleMania 19, after Rock beat Austin, we had Rock versus Goldberg. That didn't happen at WrestleMania. That happened at Backlash. Look at The Rock's 2 matches with CM Punk for the title. He won the title in the Royal Rumble. That could have been a WrestleMania match. He then beat him in the rematch at Elimination Chamber that year. That could have been a WrestleMania match. But Punk was sidelined for twice in a lifetime. So another, of course, and years before that, just hang on, years before that, The Rock's first match with Brock Lesnar, it didn't happen at WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar made his mark at SummerSlam. So The Rock always hasn't had big matches at WrestleMania. You have to have also, besides WrestleMania, because WrestleMania only comes, like Christmas, WrestleMania only comes once a year. You have to also have your other pay-per-views have big matches to attract in the audience. You can't put everything onto WrestleMania because WrestleMania is only once a year. You have to have something else as well to attract that audience. And that's what Triple H is trying to do.
The Rock's a much bigger name now. He's the biggest movie star in the world. I would probably say ever. Name me a bigger name than The Rock. He's string of #1 movies, huge, massive, successful businesses. So The Rock is, from 2003 to now, is a much, 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 much bigger name. See, and 2014, huge name, an absolute megastar The Rock is. Who hasn't heard of The Rock through wrestling your movies? I can't imagine anybody.
He is a huge name, and like a match like that in Australia will attract a huge crowd.
No, it won't, but at 6 a.m. in the morning.
But yeah, but that's 6 a.m. in America. It's a different time zone over in Australia, remember?
No, what they do? So one country be watching. Woo!
Yeah, but hang on. UK, you'll be watching. The UK fans will be watching.
At 10 a.m. in the morning, not many are going to get up and watch the pay-per-view.
I will.
Okay, that's 2. That's 2 out of how many people are in England or how many people in the UK.
But here's the thing: you don't know every wrestling fan in the UK, just like I don't know every wrestling fan in Ireland.
Correct, but there's not that. Okay, things like love of wrestling are for people that love wrestling. But when you know the result, you know that Reigns is winning. Who wants to be? For some people, that's an ideal time. They can get up, watch the pay-per-view, and get on with the day. For others, who wants to stay in bed.
Like you could watch, but here's the thing: you can watch it in bed. You just get your laptop out, turn on your WWE Network, and then you just chill back for a couple of hours.
But what do you want to do when you know the results?
But like, it's still a big match at the end of the day. But like,
correct, but you know the results. It's a big match on a B-level pay-per-view. The biggest match probably ever. I can't think of a bigger match. You've got the biggest movie star in the world versus a 3.5-year champion. So you're giving away the result of Mania through Elimination Chamber and Mania. Because people are going to tune out. People don't want Cody to be champion.
Yeah,
they're going to tune out and not watch.
Be champion. Not everyone likes every wrestler, but there's also people that want the Reigns title reign to come to an end, because if they do Rock versus like we spoke about this before back in September. Say if they do Rock versus Reigns at WrestleMania 40. There's good and bad into it. The good side is, yeah, it's a big match. It attracts an audience, but there's a bad side. Number one, you're having 3 part-time wrestlers in your two-night WrestleMania 40 main event, because CM Punk is obviously winning the Royal Rumble. He's going to fight Seth Rollins. That's definitely main event.
I think The Rock wins it. But I wouldn't be shocked if The Rock wins the Rumble.
Then you but that's gonna that would cause another problem because
Punk wins Chamber. Do you want to don't have Cody in the main event?
Then but then you're causing a problem. You're just taking away a full-time star's spot, and you're only allowing one full-time talent to compete. That being Seth Rollins. The Rock doesn't need the Royal Rumble to get to Roman Reigns.
Correct. But it wouldn't shock me. It's in Tampa. It elevates the Rumble to that next level. The Hollywood movie stars.
I don't. Whatever Triple H has got planned, I don't think he's going to give the Royal Rumble spot to The Rock. I think he's going to keep to his word and give it to CM Punk.
Correct. I do think Punk wins. What I'm saying is, I wouldn't be shocked. It's in Tampa. A Hollywood movie star's just won the Rumble. Talk about news.
That would be shocked. But then here's the thing: you'll just be repeating history of what happened in the Royal Rumble, and Daniel Bryan was kicked to the side because Daniel Bryan was the most over that time, and then Punk left. It'll just be repeating a mistake Vince McMahon made, and Triple H has to learn from those mistakes. You don't need to do that because here's the thing: we're getting Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. That's obviously what's going to happen with Randy Orton winning the triple threat on SmackDown, and then you have the match. Roman Reigns wins. He celebrates. You play, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, The Rock comes off, we got the stare off, and the match for Chamber is made. Then we go into Chamber, we have Cody in the Chamber. Let's say Cody goes into Chamber. You need a challenge for Cody. You need to make it challenging for Cody to believe that he can get there. So say, if you put in, for faces, you put in Cody, Kevin Owens, LA Knight. Then for heels, say, Solo Sikoa,
I put Waller in. I put Waller in there. Waller in there. It's in Australia. Bronson Reed.
Oh yeah, okay. I put up. No, we see Bronson Reed's on Raw. Okay,
and
Grayson Waller.
The Bronson over.
And Grayson Waller, AJ Styles, and Solo Sikoa.
The Bronze split's over. The people on Raw, SmackDown constantly weekly. Not this week, but next week they're probably going to be. So you could throw a Bronson Reed in there.
You could put Bronson Reed in there, but I think the more believable one to put in that match is Solo Sikoa. And why is your news and headline graphic is blocking this?
Oh, has it? I don't know why that's how has happened. Hang on. Ugh, really? Has it gone? Oh no.
Yeah, no, it's still there. But look,
technology. Jesus Christ. Hang on. Ugh. Right. I don't know what. Yeah, it's not even letting me. It's frozen. My phone. It's frozen as well. Jesus. Give me a second here. No, it didn't even let me go back either.
Oh, look.
Has it gone now?
You can't. Okay.
Has it gone?
No, it hasn't.
Technology.
Yes. No. Start off with the men's chamber match. You put Cody in there with, say, Kevin Owens, LA Knight, and then Grayson Waller, AJ Styles, and Solo Sikoa. You can have Cody start the whole thing first. He goes the distance, and it comes down to himself and Solo Sikoa. And then there's history there because Cody lost the main event at WrestleMania 39 because Solo screwed him over. So he needs to get past that to beat there. He beats Solo, and then we get to the main event, Rock versus Reigns. Reigns wins, and then we get a stare-off between Cody and Roman. And then here's the thing, though, like, you can make this interesting because now you have Reigns with this attitude because the Rock versus Reigns is not about the title. It's about being the head of the table. It's about the pride of head of the table in the Ione family than the title. You've Rock coming back to claim his throne. Reigns thinks he's the real tribal chief. That's where the match goes in, with Reigns winning, and then you have Reigns feeling that he is the ultimate tribal chief. He runs the whole thing, and then you have Cody out here. And here's the thing: if you want to make Cody versus Reigns interesting, put a stake on it. Here's what I mean: let's put a stake on it. Say Cody Rhodes wins, he ends Reigns' reign. But Reigns then says, if I win, you cannot finish the story, meaning you can't challenge me as long as I'm champion. That's how you make it interesting. You put this pressure on him, and you make Reigns believable that he can't. The Cody. Go on.
Oh, give me a second here. I'm just going to try and sort out. Give me 1 second. 1 second here. Right. I don't know if that has. Here we go. Oh, I was frozen. What the hell's going on?
We're back.
Right, has the logo come off now then?
Yes, it has. I can see it there.
Right, I don't know what happened. It wasn't letting me do anything. My phone just froze. It wasn't letting me go back or go on another picture or go out or anything, but I did it. StreamYard really needs to sort their product out. A lot of people use this and just... Yeah, and it's not free. I pay to use it, and anyway, technology.
Maybe I have to go to a different service. But no,
maybe anything. I could use dial-up and still have the same. Anyway, Jesus Christ.
As I was saying, if you want to make Cody and Reigns 2 interesting, put some.
But Cody doesn't pull in the ratings for Raw. No one's interested in his story. They couldn't care. So how's he going to do that?
You put something on the line, like say if Cody's going for a title. Say if you want to put something on the line, Reigns say is, if I win, you can't finish the story. Meaning you can't challenge me as long as I hold the title. Right,
and if they did that, I don't think, right, a match should happen now, I think.
Yeah, then you put some interest. That is what you have to do. But like, if you put The Rock, if you put The Rock versus Reigns as your WrestleMania 40 and Reigns wins, what happens then after that? The Rock goes away, whatever happens there, he goes back to Hollywood. He could be inducted in the Hall of Fame that weekend as well. And you don't want him to lose on the day he's inducted into the Hall of Fame because...
I'm sure he won't. I'm sure when he looks at his paycheck for Mania, he probably won't care. He lost a fake wrestling match.
But you day as the headliner Hall of Fame losing a match because last year Mr. the Hall of Fame and he beat Dominic. Yeah, and in 2008 Ric Flair lost, but Ric Flair was part of the story.
But I'm sure The Rock won't care. It's not real. I'm sure he won't go home and think, I lost a wrestling match when he gets paid for his next movie. I'm sure he won't care at all.
He gets his pay, but us as fans know, like, that wasn't really a good way for him to go out after being inducted in the Hall of Fame. And plus, say if they do that match and Cody is sidetracked into something like, say, a feud with Randy Orton, us as fans will be saying, no, that wasn't the thing for Cody. That wasn't the right thing for Cody. Because look at this way. At WrestleMania 30, we thought Daniel Bryan was going to be facing Sheamus, and we thought, no, Randy Orton, Batista. We wanted Daniel Bryan competing for the title.
If it's Cody versus Orton, or Cody, how I would book it, if he's available, and
John Cena.
I know he's injured. I know he just had surgery, so I don't know if he's fully healed. But yeah, Cena, Cody. You have Cena, Cody retire Cena. Regardless, it's Cody faced Hornswoggle, whoever.
Yeah.
His fans are still going to watch. They're still going to watch after Raw.
But there's no loss there. But we as fans will know that this is not the way we wanted Cody's story to go on.
But WWE will make millions, if not billions. And what does Triple H want? He wants to make WWE as big as he can. Who makes WWE as big as he can? The Rock. Who brings in interest? Who brings in intrigue? Who brings in views? The Rock. Triple H won't care when he's looking at the zeros he's made about Cody's little story.
Okay, yeah, hang on. Look, yeah, Triple H cares about taking WWE big time. That's right. Triple H does care about the big deal now. But here's the thing. You're kind of thinking of Triple H the way you think of how Vince McMahon would book things. Triple H wants to use the current roster, depend on superstars of the past. Like The Rock. Yeah, you have them for stars of the past. He wants to make the stars the future. You keep giving to stars the future and not always depend on the legends of the past.
Okay, Triple H was in charge of last year's Mania. You had 2 part-timers in Brock Lesnar and Cena. So the part-timers will still be used. I expect Hogan to be this year.
There were part-timers, yeah. I'm not saying he shouldn't use part-timers. Just don't always give them the main event. But if you're hang on, if you're giving them the main event, give them with somebody who is a full-timer. Because look, we're getting CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. That's a full-timer versus a part-timer. So you need to do the same for night 2. So that's where Cody and Reigns comes in. Look at last year. We had 2 full-timers main event night 1. That was Kevin Owens and Sami. We had 1 part-timer. Well, I don't know if you call him part-timer by then. That was Reigns and Cody. Like, you have to keep depending on the stars of the future, because the stars of the past, like your Reigns, like your Cena, like your Brock Lesnar, who are going to come in, they're not going to be able to do it forever. And you need to make those stars as well. Like, if Brock Lesnar is going to come back for WrestleMania, he's more likely going to go up against Gunther for the Intercontinental title. This is an opportunity to really elevate Gunther. For when he drops that Intercontinental title, he still has to win over Lesnar, and then you can elevate him into the world title picture come Bash at Berlin in August. So you need to have that stand.
For this year's Mania, the biggest ever, they used the current roster, and they didn't have any legends. Boring. The current roster outside of Reigns doesn't pull in the ratings. So I expect I will have Austin, Hogan, The Rock, every legend you can get, not in a match, but in some capacity. They're used at Mania this year.
Yeah, you have to have a good few legends in there, but you don't want to keep the current roster off the card. You want to make sure that they get their part as well. You want to give, even if they're not in a big match, you still want to give them something, whether it's a mid, it's in the tag division or the women's division. You have to give talent over the years for Mania were left off the card in favor of Rock, in favor of older talent, whether it was Rock or Austin or Lesnar or Goldberg or Undertaker.
These are all money draws. It's a business. It's a wrestling business to make money.
Yeah, but
Cody's got to accept the fact it's a business to make money. At the end of the day, these aren't doing it for free.
Yeah, they're not doing it for free. No, yeah, you still need to have some mixture of legends as well, but you don't want to be too dependent on, because look at it this way, like, since the last WrestleMania, Triple H didn't resign Goldberg, so Goldberg's not getting his retirement match. We saw Edge spot for other full-time talent. Full-time talent will probably get are Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and possibly John Cena.
If Triple H is a businessman, and if he actually thinks that Reigns Cody is a bigger draw than Rock Reigns, then he should quit right now.
I don't think he won't quit though. That's the thing. He knows he wants to see.
He's an idiot. He's dropped a much bigger draw.
Okay, yeah, it's a big match, but Triple H is also probably thinking to himself, if I put Reigns and Rock as the main event, I kick Cody to the side. What happens between now and then? Because he knows Rock is going to leave. He knows Rock will leave to go back to Hollywood. He'll know he'll get ready to shoot Fast 11 and whatever films he has. He knows Reigns will take a long break until the summer. He can't always depend on everybody to face Seth Rollins, because only certain people will get into the world title picture. More likely, we'll see Damian Priest cash in by WrestleMania. We know Gunther is ready for that main event spot as well.
So, that's how it brings me to Cody. According to Priest.
He needs somebody else to carry SmackDown when Reigns goes, and he has it with Cody. And he has it with Cody.
No, Cody's level. Reigns has been the face of the company for 3 years. He was a face. He was the highest Raw rating, highest superstar last year. Cody's is what you want to talk about. Let's talk about my opponent. Boring. Since coming back, and this is not because I'm a Reigns mark or Reigns the greatest of all time, or if it's not Reigns, I'm not interested. Cody's got one promo in the going on 2 years he'd been back, see, I actually thought was any good, and that was after the Rumble. The rest have been the carbon copy of what do you want to talk about? Let's talk about my opponent. I'm going to get him, and that's it. Rinse and repeat for the next week after. How's that interesting? Boring.
Well, he says it all in different ways. But like whatever they do with Cody and
It's the
Reigns
same
now,
promo
I
week
say
in, week out, more or less.
they will. I hope like when they this occasion they do get more of a physical interaction with each
and
in the past.
Reigns
just add in that stipulation.
Going on for 3 years. Reigns Zelatel going on for 3.5 years, and Cody definitely is going to devalue it because he's not on the level of Reigns. So that's that as well. Very quickly, the Rumble. If The Rock wins, it wouldn't 100% shock me. He's in Tampa. He's a big Hollywood movie star. It shows that even Hollywood movie stars want to win the Rumble. It's major headlines. I think Punk wins it, but it wouldn't shock me if Rock wins. And with Priest, I think Rock Reigns isn't 100%. Reigns is definitely winning. You have The Rock win, and then on the next night on Raw, he says, "I've not had enough. I still want you, Reigns. I want to prove to you." And so, making that night to make the Raw after Mania big. So he says, "I want a rematch tonight." You think the rematch is happening? Paul Heyman accepts it. Reigns comes out, spears him, and Priest cashes in. You want to make Priest? He cashes in on The Rock. There we go. I've just made Priest.
But what would the point of Rock versus Reigns just to take the title like that way? That just kind of wastes
to make Priest. Because The Rock has said.
Yeah, but that kind of then devalues the title. Like you want Reigns to lose it to someone who's going to carry it for a very long time. You're not going to lose.
That's not Cody. Cody not surpassing Reigns, and he's not holding it for longer than 3 years.
Hang on. I never said for Cody to surpass Reigns. I just mean hold it for, say, a year leading into Mania. You don't want to devalue the title by having The Rock win night one and then drop it, by having The Rock win at Mania and then dropping it the next night. That kind of then devalues the title.
The biggest movie star in the world.
I know,
winning the title elevates
it. It won't elevate it. It'll devalue it.
It makes Priest, because The Rock has said he wants it to be more than just a match. So what is that? Is that Priest cashing in? Because where does Priest cash in then?
You don't have him cash in on Reigns and Rock. You have him cash in between Punk and Rollins. It suits him more.
He's not cashing in on Punk. Punk holds it for a while. So that's Reigns, Rock, or Cody.
But here's the thing. What if they don't put the title straight away on Punk? Because look at it this way. Punk's contract at the moment, it seems like he's got the same contract as Reigns and Brock and Cena. Always show Rollins win in the match.
Okay,
then you have Priest come in and cash. When you're ready, you froze there.
Nope.
You could have say if you don't have Punk win at WrestleMania and you have Seth Rollins win, and then you could have Damian Priest cash in at night one, or say cashes in the night after WrestleMania, because Punk might not always be there. So then you have that sort, and then you give Seth Rollins time off, because that will give him the time off he needs to sort out his contract, because his contract is expiring in 2024, and he's made it clear that he is staying with WWE. So you let him have a bit of that time off before he decides to re-sign his contract. Then he comes back, probably wins the title, and then brings it into Berlin against Gunther.
Okay, I agree. I kind of suppose agree with all that. Or do you have Reigns? Yes, beats The Rock. And I know he's not really surpassing Hogan. I think he's like many, many days before he actually gets anywhere near surpassing Hogan. But in WWE terms, he is. So at SummerSlam, I think it's like a month to go before he does. So does Cody not do it there? It's not Mania, but yeah.
I was listening to Pancakes and PowerSlams, and they were saying the same thing.
Well, last night,
the same thing as well about Cody taking the title off SummerSlam. Like, but what do you do for the next few months?
We'll do exactly what they've done with Reigns already. Just takes time off.
Yeah, but what do you do for Cody then for the next few months then? Like
He's
you have to
feud with
give them.
Orton feud.
There is that as well. But here's the thing as well, like with the win, it's WrestleMania 40. And the thing is, when they get to the big number, it's always a heavy champion versus an underdog champion. Brett beat Yoko. WrestleMania 20, Chris Benoit beating Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And then WrestleMania 30, Daniel Bryan beating Triple H, then beating Randy Orton and Batista, making Batista tap out. So it is a tradition to keep it as an underdog versus the current top champion for that when we get to the big number.
Correct, but if I'm a casual fan and that's WWE's audience, you only people watching are people that are sick and tired of Reigns, which isn't many because Reigns was a high straw last year, so it can't be that many people actually sick of him.
I do like it, but I do like Reigns. But I think that I'm looking forward to what they do with The Rock, because the bloodline, when it comes to the family, they are good at telling a story. But I think the title reign has gone on for too long. They've taken it as far as they can go. I think 40 is the perfect way to end it on a high.
Well, Reigns is back on SmackDown this week, so let's see what he says. I presume he'll talk about The Rock.
Yeah, he's obviously. I'd say he'll kick off. Yeah, he'll probably kick off SmackDown on Friday, and then he'll keep an eye on the triple threat match.
But in closing here, see, Mania's long anyway. Whether it's 2 days, it's still a 4 or 5 hour show. If I'm a casual fan and I'm just tuning in because it's Mania and Cody's winning, I'm turning that off. And then he's just lost their audience, because your hardcore fans would watch if Hornswoggle took the title. Your hardcore fans watch no matter what. They watch, like I said, a recap of Raw. So they've got that audience anyway. It's the casuals that WWE want to pull in and hopefully will stick around and actually spend money. If I'm a casual and I know Cody's winning, off it goes.
If you want the casuals to stick around, give them a story worth investing in. Make them believe that Cody can't win it. It's
a made-up story.
I know, but you have to also get most show stories are made up, but you have to make them believe that the hero still can't do it and that the villain is still the threat. You still have give Cody and Reigns more physical contact with each other, because they didn't do that in the first program. Let them have.
For me, you could. So Reigns, Cody is going to get away from Reigns until the end of this month. So they've got 2 months. I'm not counting April as a month. I think it's like they've got the 6th and 7th. So that's not really a month. That's a few days. They've got 2 months to convince people this is the match. And if they're watching Mania because it's Mania, that means no one's a draw. So, like I say, you could have Kira Tozawa take the title and it still have the same effect. So, it's WrestleMania. It'll get huge numbers and do very well in the ratings and all this, and huge views and break all these records, etc., 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 because it's WrestleMania. So, at the end of the day, I suppose no one's over. Anyway, so I think we've gone an hour and a half now. So we've got, like I said, Dynamite tonight, Maria May's debut, Swerve Strickland versus Daniel Garcia, and a big triple threat on SmackDown. Reigns return on SmackDown. Pete Dunne, Butch, and who do you think is the mystery? Do you think it's Tyler Bate?
I'm hoping Tyler Bate or maybe Sheamus. We're also getting Io Sky will defend her women's title against Michin.
It could be Andrade. Could the mystery tag partner not be Andrade?
What does Andrade have to do? I say like maybe Andrade will get involved in the segment with Kevin Owens and Santos Escobar for the.
Oh yeah, you got that as well, yeah.
You're also going to have the debut of the new faction of Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Actually, they have to actually do something with Karrion this time. They've kind of failed, unfortunately, many times, but
hasn't been an easy run from, unfortunately.
Not really, has it? What's he done since coming back? And then we've got the is it Rampage on Friday as well? Collision and Level. Do you watch Level Up?
I don't. It's a Rampage on Friday and then Collision on a Saturday.
I don't watch Level Up, but I keep up with the results. So yeah, we'll cover that next week.
Either, but I'll be watching Dynamite, and then I'll be watching SmackDown, and then there's TNA as well.
I think you said TNA there. I don't watch TNA. But let's see if Triple H big announcement is WWE TNA working together. Which, if it is, that's big.
There's one thing I know you don't watch it now, but one thing I know many people will be watching this week will be Wrestle Kingdom, which is New Japan Pro Wrestling. You have Will Ospreay versus Jon Moxley and Dave Finlay, and you also have Danielson is in there against the Rainmaker. Brian Danielson.
Okay,
the Rainmaker.
people like New Japan Wrestling. That's fine. Not for me, really.
New Japan is really the alternative to American wrestling. Like the Japanese are always talked about, they take wrestling much more seriously than the Americans.
I think it's just wrestling, isn't it? I don't think they have many storylines there, but I don't know. Could be wrong. I think it is.
Like the Japanese take wrestling much more seriously as a sport than the Americans do.
I don't think you're going to see anything like R-Truth being confused in New Japan.
No, you won't get our.
They must have storylines though, because that's how matches are built. I presume there are storylines because that's how matches are built, but I presume that less of storylines and more about the wrestling. I don't know. But I did go to watch it when it came. I think it was in Manchester. All I remember is it was in an ice arena, and it was super hot. You would think it would be cold. Anyway, I remember watching that, and I just thought, oh God, how hot is it in here? But so yeah, I've been to watch it, but not for me. So yeah, we're going on nearly 2 hours here. So yeah, we'll just finish up and get the word out. If you're listening on Podbean, give it a like, subscribe, share it, tell all your friends. You can still comment even though if you're watching it on demand. And we'll see you guys next week, and we'll have more to cover, more to talk about. And very quickly, I'm going to my first show of the year on Friday, LWF. I don't think tickets are available. I think they're all gone. But if you guys watch this and see me there, come and say hello. But for now, thank you and good night.
Thank you and good night.
And I'll just play this. But for now, it is. No, not that. Wrong one. Ugh.
Bugs in the system.
For now, it is Ricky Gullman out. So, good night.
I'm Matt Williams, and I say good night.